Are you looking for the best SSDs for gaming? In this video we will look at some of the best SSDs for gaming. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 6. Crucial T705, 2TB. 2TB generation, PCIe 5 sustained read/write speed, 14,500 megabits per second per 12,500 megabits per second heatsink, optional. As fast as SSDs get in 2024. Available in a range of capacities. Large, optional heatsink. Expensive when not on sale. Runs hot. If you want the most cutting-edge storage performance possible in 2024, then the Crucial T705, and particularly the 2TB version, is the drive for you. Its sustained read/write speed almost maxes out what PCI Express 5 can manage, ensuring that your games start up as fast as possible, and you can take full advantage of direct storage and supporting games. It isn't dramatically faster in real-world use than PCIe 4 drives, but it is faster, and as newer games and technologies are released that can take full advantage of SSDs like this, that difference will only increase. The 2TB version is the fastest, but you can get it in 1TB and 4TB configurations, too. You can also save a little money by not opting for the heatsink if you like, but make sure this drive has strong airflow in that case, as it does run hot during sustained load. Number 5. Seagate Storage Expansion Card, 2TB. 2TB generation, PCIe 4 sustained read/write speed, not given a heatsink, no. Easy plug-and-play SSD. The only official SSD for Xbox Series X/S. Great performance and capacity. Expensive for the size. The best way to expand your Xbox Series X/S storage for playing more of the latest games is with the official Xbox Expansion SSD from Seagate. The storage expansion card for Xbox comes in a range of capacities, though we particularly like this 2TB model. That has all the space you need to store almost your entire game library if you wish, but you can always buy multiple SSDs if you need more. This drive just plugs straight into its dedicated expansion port on the system, no screwdrivers or custom drives required. This is quite expensive for a 2TB SSD, but it's your best and only real option for playing games with the Xbox Series X/S. You could use an external drive like the WD-P50 above, but that can only back up the latest Xbox games even if it can directly play Xbox One titles. Number 4. Corsair MP600 PRO LPX, 2TB. 2TB generation, PCIe 4 sustained read/write speed, 7,100 megabits per second per 6,800 megabits per second heatsink, yes. Large capacity, but available in smaller and larger sizes. Fast PCIe performance. Big heatsink is still PS5 compatible. Lacks cutting-edge speed of PCIe 5 drives. You can upgrade your PS5's internal storage with an additional standard NVMe SSD. Our favorite for the job is the Corsair MP600 PRO LPX, which both easily exceeds the minimum SSD specifications for an add-in SSD, but does so with a chunky heatsink to keep it cool. It's a PCIe 4 SSD with strong sustained read and write performance, and fast random read speeds, too, so it's snappy and responsive during gameplay. It's available in a range of capacities, though we particularly like the 2TB model for its bang-for-buck value. The PS5 supports up to 8TB, so you can have as big a drive in there as you like. The 2TB capacity here is plenty for most gamers, though, and triples the overall storage space in a standard PS5. The low-profile aluminum heatsink keeps it cool even during intense gaming sessions, and it doesn't have clearance issues with the PS5's SSD slot either. Number 3. Western Digital P50 Game Drive SSD, 4TB. 4TB generation, PCIe 3 sustained read/write speed, 2000 megabits per second per 2000 megabits per second heatsink, no. Large capacity. Good performance for an external SSD. Portable and shock resistant. Expensive. Performance falls behind most modern internal SSDs. Can only back up some modern console games. If you run out of storage space on your gaming PC, console or laptop, then adding another internal SSD is usually possible. However, if you don't fancy breaking open your laptop, or would rather take your gaming data with you, then an external SSD like the Western Digital P50 is a great choice. With its 4TB capacity, it's got all the space you need for all your games, and with a 2000 megabits per second sustained read/write rating, it's one of the faster external drives you can buy. That's still notably slower than the fastest internal SSDs, and you can get that kind of performance with one of those drives in a DIY enclosure, but it's plenty fast for most games. Although this drive works with PS5s and Xbox Series X/S consoles, it can only back up games for those systems. However, it can play Xbox One and PS4 games as well, making it a versatile solution for backing up and playing your favorite games. It can do just about anything you like on a PC, too. Number 2. Crucial P3 Plus, 500GB. 500GB generation, PCIe 4 sustained read/write speed, 5000 megabits per second per 4200 megabits per second heatsink, no. Very affordable price. Good performance for the money. Larger capacities available. QLC has a shorter lifespan. When it comes to gaming, you really just need your games on an SSD. It doesn't really make much difference if it's an older SATA SSD, a blazing fast PCIe 5 drive, or an affordable PCIe 4 drive, like the Crucial P3 Plus. Its sustained read speed is strong, even if its write speed leaves something to be desired, but it's around a quarter the price of our top drive and still boots up your PC quickly and load your games up in just a few seconds. Its 500GB capacity isn't massive, but it's enough for a few of the latest AAA games, and there's still some space left over for indie games that are more economical with their space. We've picked this 500GB P3 Plus because it's the cheapest, but you can get this drive in 1TB for just under $70, which isn't a bad deal. The 2TB model is close to $120 though, and at that price and capacity there are better drives to pick from. Number 1. Samsung 990 Pro, 2TB. 2TB generation, PCIe 4 sustained read/write speed, 7450 megabits per second per 6900 megabits per second heatsink, optional. Excellent PCIe 4 performance. Large 2TB capacity. Strong reliability. Heatsink version costs more. The Samsung 990 Pro is the best SSD all around for just about anything, but it's stellar for gaming. Along with its high sustained read and write speeds that push the limits of its PCIe 4 interface, it also has incredibly fast random read and writes, making it super responsive for loading game assets fast. That means faster load times, reduced pop-in, and full support for the latest direct storage API in supporting games. It's fast enough for and fully compatible with the PlayStation 5. This drive is very reliable, too, with a terabytes written, TBW, rating of 1200, meaning you can write to this drive's entire capacity 600 times before you should see any performance degradation. It backs that up with a 5-year warranty. The standard version is the most affordable for a 2TB drive with excellent capacity for all your games, although you can pay $20 more for a version with a heatsink. It's not particularly necessary, but it ensures that in hotter PCs and PS5s, the controller doesn't throttle your performance when things heat up. It's also available in a larger 4TB capacity, but it's close to twice the price.